Hello everybody, welcome to Psych Academy. This is AJ sir, and today I have another lesson on mathematical aptitude for UGC NET paper 1. As many of you may already know, our crash course on paper 1 will be starting from 5th October. It will be a 3-month crash course with live and recorded classes, weekly mock tests, chapter wise mock tests, concept clarification, extremely important, with to-the-point study material, soft papers, exam strategy, personal guidance, and much more. You can find the details of the entire course in another video that I will paste the link to in the description box. The fees for the full course is 1999, that is the full course, no one monthly, no bi-monthly, nothing like that, 1999. But for the first 20 students, we get it for 1499. If you are interested in the course, you can drop a text at this WhatsApp number, or you can mail at psychacademyofficial@gmail.com. Remember, it's Psych Academy, not Psycho Academy. psychacademyofficial@gmail.com. Now, starting with today's class, we have covered fractions, ratio, proportion. Today we do time and distance, starting from the most basic formulas. The basic formula that we have to know is distance is equal to speed into time. Okay, example, that a person, their speed is that they are traveling 5 km per hour, which means in 1 hour they travel 5 kilometers. So if they have traveled for 10 hours, then how far have they actually gone? They travel 5 km in every hour, traveled for 10 hours. So how far have they gone? They have gone 50 kilometers, right? So that is the, how do we get it? 5 multiplied by 10. So D is equal to S into 2. This is the basic formula. From this formula we also get speed is equal to distance by time, and time is equal to distance by speed. With that we get, if speed is same, then ratio of time is equal to ratio of distances. So let's try this out. Let's try that for writing the basic formula first. One second. Okay. D1 is equal to S1 into T1. D2, another distance, is equal to S2 into T2. So from here we get T1 is equal to D1 by S1. Out here T2 is equal to D2 by S2. Okay. Now for the ratio of time, if we look at the ratio of time, what do we get? T1 by T2 is equal to D1 by S1 divided by D2 by S2. Anybody who needs a refresher on ratio and proportion, you can check out the earlier video, for which descriptions are, the link is provided in the description box. Is the same as D1 by S1 into S2 by D2, inverting it. Now it has already been mentioned that speed is same, which means S1 and S2 are same, so we can cancel them out, is equal to D1 by D2. T1 by T2 is equal to D1 by D2. That is, if the speed is same. In the exact same way, we can also show that if time is same, then ratio of speed is equal to ratio of distances, in the exact same way. Now let's look at another corollary. If distance is same, then ratio of time is equal to inverse ratio of speed. So again, let's start the same way. D1 is equal to S1 T1, and hence T1 is equal to D1 by S1. Again, D2 is equal to S2 T2. So T2 is equal to D2 by S2. Now if we have to find the ratio of time again, what do we get? We get T1 by T2 is equal to D1 by S1 divided by D2 by S2, which is the same as d1 by s1 into s2 by d2, right? This is the same as we had done earlier in the derivation just before. Now if we write, now it is written that distance is the same, so d1 and d2 are the same, so we can cancel them out, and what we get is s2 by s1. So t1 by t2 is s2 by s1. So as long as the distance is the same, ratio of time is equal to inverse of ratio of speed. In the exact same way, we can show if distance is same, then ratio of speed is equal to inverse of ratio of time. These are just shortcuts which save our time and help us solve the sum quicker. But even if you are unable to remember these shortcuts, not to worry, because the basic formula, that is d is equal to s into t, is enough. You can derive these formulas or just ways of solving from this only. These just save your time a bit. Now let's get into the questions now, see what's there. A person travels a certain distance in 1 hour 24 minutes by covering 2/3 of the distance at 4 km per hour and the rest at 5 km per hour. Find the distance covered by the person. They have asked for the distance, they have given us the speed, and they have given us the time. So how do we do this? But it is not simply multiplication, because you can see one total time and separate speeds are given. We cannot just multiply if it's separate speeds. So he has covered 2/3 of the distance at 4 km per hour. So as we already know, time is equal to, I write it here, distance by speed. So time to travel 2/3 is equal to the distance, that is 2/3 of d divided by the speed, 4, is equal to 2d by 3 into 1/4 is equal to d by 6. The same way we do the other one. T2 covers the rest. So if we take 2/3 distance away, what is left? 1/3. 1 minus 2/3 is 1/3. So d by 3 divided by 5 is equal to d by 3 into 1 by 5 is equal to d by 15. Now what happens? So this is the time taken for 2/3 of the distance, time taken for 1/3 of the distance. We add them, what do we get? The total time, right? We get d by 6 plus d by 15 is equal to total time, and total time has been given to us. Travels the distance in 1 hour 24 minutes, that is 1 plus 24 by 60, because 24 is given in minutes but the unit is in hour, so we have to convert it into minutes. How do we convert it? Dividing by 60. 1 minute 60 seconds, 2 minutes 120 seconds, 3 minutes 180 seconds. How are we getting that? We are simply multiplying number of hours 1, 2 or 3 with 60. So from hours 2 minutes multiply by 60, for minutes 2 hours divide by 60. Now let's clear up some space. Yeah. Now, so we already know d by 6, I write it again here, d by 6 plus d by 15 is equal to 1 plus 24 by 60. Right now I am not going to touch this. I know both of them are divisible by 12. This goes 2, this goes 5. Let's not touch it. We have 15 can divide 60. We have 6 that can also divide 60. Let's keep it like this. No unnecessary calculations. So how to find the common factor for 6 and 15? We simply take factors of 6, that is 2 into 3. In 15 we have only 1 3, which is already here. If it was 2 3s, then we would have taken another 3, but not required. Only 1 3 and 5, 3 is here, so into 5. 2 into 3 is 6, into 5 is 30. Again, if somebody needs a refresher on how to find the LCMs, how to add or subtract fractions, check out my previous video. So 6 has been multiplied by 5, so 5d. 15 has been multiplied by 2, so 2d is equal to 60 over here, 60 plus 24. So this 30 we are cancelling with 2 out here, or 7d, 5d plus 2d, 7d, 60 plus 24 is 84, 84 by 2. This comes to 12, this comes to 6, or d is equal to 6. The answer is 6 kilometers. Next. Okay, sometimes they give you these kind of problems where instead of just one long problem, they have given you 3 short problems together. So a train is traveling at 180 km per hour, took 5.4 seconds to cross a stationary man. Okay, so length of the train is 250 meters. So now let's consider that this is the length of a train and there's a man out here. Now as the man is, consider that the train is stationary and the man has to run. Okay, man is running and crossing the train. So to cross the train, how far does the man have to run? So this is the point where the man starts crossing the train. This is the point where the man has crossed the train, completed it, and this is the distance. So what is the distance from where the train starts to where the train ends? The length of the train. Now out here we tried seeing it that the man is running to cross the train, train is stationary. If we reverse it, man is stationary, train is trying to cross the man, it is still the same thing. The total distance covered is the length of the train. Remember these because they ask you questions about train crossing a stationary man. So now that we have figured that part out, that the distance is the length of the train, how far is the man traveling? A train is traveling 180 kilometers. So distance we already know, 250 meter. Speed we have 180 kilometer by hour. Speed is 180 kilometer per hour, but we have to convert it into meter per seconds because this is given in meters, this is given in seconds. So 180 kilometer per hour, if we just take it into meters, we multiply it by 1000, right? Or I'll just make it simpler for you. I'll make it even simpler for you. (180 kilometers is the same as 180 into 1 kilometer and per hour, so by 1 hour. Now what is 1 kilometer? 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter, right? So 1000 meter, and 1 hour is 60 minutes and each 60 minute has 60 seconds. So 1 hour is equal to 60 into 60 is equal to 3600 seconds. So what do we get? We get out here, we cancel these two. From 18 we write 10 out here, we get 2. We write 5 is equal to 50 meter per second. This is the speed that is there, 50 meters per second, the speed. Now let's say if we are trying to divide the distance, or if you have to find out the time, then d 250 by 50 is equal to 5 seconds. It is given 5.4 seconds. So A is not true. Clear it out, and A is not true. B, if a bus covers 172 kilometers in 4 hours, then the speed of the bus is 154.8 meter per second. Okay, they have given us the distance and the time, so let's figure out the speed. Speed is 172 by 4 kilometer per hour, which is 4 is equal to 43 kilometer per hour is equal to 43 into 1000 meter per second, right? Yes, 43 into 1000 by 3600. So which comes down to, I'll just use a calculator to save everybody's time. We have 43 into 10 divided by 36, which is coming to 11.94 meters per second. 11.94 meters per second, which is not at all 154.8 meters per second. So answer option B is also incorrect. So let's look at C then. A is not there, B is not there. C, 25x plus 25x plus 25y is equal to 110, which means 25, because it's common, x plus y is equal to 110, or x plus y is equal to 110 by 25. And what is the average of x and y? It is x plus y by 2. You have two values, and hence you take the values, you add the values and divide it by 2, which is 110 by 25 into half. This is divided by half, so this is divided by half, which is divided by 2, so this is divided by 2, which is multiplied by half. So if we do this, what do we get? So with 25, if we multiply it by divided by 5, we get 22 out here, which is 22 by 10 is equal to 2.2. Hence C is correct. That is, answer is C only. Now another way of doing the sum is, we don't even solve the third part if we are facing time issues. The moment we understand A is incorrect and B is incorrect, look at this. Any option that has A or B is incorrect, and we don't have any option of none of the above, so C only is the correct answer. But if you do have time, it's always better to verify the third answer too, because sometimes you may have done a careless mistake out here, then you will get it wrong. So, but just in case you are in a hurry, then you can skip solving the third one and just choose the answer. The two cities P and Q are 360 km apart from each other. Okay, a car goes from P to Q with a speed of 40 km per hour and returns to P with a speed of 60 km per hour. What is the average speed of the car? So average speed is not simply just adding 40 and 60 and then dividing by 2. No, average speed is always total distance by total time. So now, what is the distance? Okay, so first of all, we understand the total distance for P. Okay, like go right out here from P to Q and from Q to P. Okay, so car goes from P to Q with a speed of 40 km per hour. Speed is equal to 40. Units are same, kilometer per hour, kilometer, so no issues. The distance is 360 km because P and Q are 360 km apart, 360. So what is the time required? I'll write T1 out here. 360 by 40, D by S is equal to 9. Now from Q to P, S, they return from Q to P with 60 km per hour is equal to 60. Distance is the same, going from P to Q and Q to P, 360. So T2 is equal to distance by speed is equal to 6. So total time taken is 9 and 6, 15 hours. 15 hours is the total time taken. And what is the total distance? 360 km twice, gone and come back. So distance is 360 into 2 is equal to 720. So the average speed is the total distance divided by the total time, which comes to out here we do 4, 12 out here, and 48. 15 into 4 is 60, carry 12, 15 into 8 is 120, so 48 kilometers per hour, that is this one. This is an interesting one. In a river from a fixed location, two identical boats start moving upstream and downstream respectively. Speed of the water current is 3 km per hour if the speed of each of the boats in still water is 15 km per hour, and the separation between the boats after 12 minutes. So whenever we have to find separation, what do we do? So this boat is going in this direction, this boat going in this direction from the starting point. So what is the separation after some time? It is simply the addition of however much this boat has gone and this boat has gone. We simply add those two, and this boat has gone this far, this boat has gone this far, we add those two, we get the separation. So for finding separation, we simply have to figure out how much each of the boat has traveled and add them. Now let's think about it, that you are moving in this direction with a particular speed. Now if there is another force that is pushing you in the same direction, your speed will increase, right? Your speed will keep on increasing. Now you are trying to move in this direction, but the force is pushing you in the opposite direction. Then your speed will decrease because you are having to fight back this force also and still trying to move forward. So speed decreases than normal, and these are the two boats. One boat is moving upstream and downstream. So this is the downstream boat because the river flows downstream, right? River goes downstream from the mountains to the valleys. So as the river is flowing downstream, the boat that is going downstream is getting a push, helpful push from the river, hence enhancing the speed. The boat that is trying to go upstream is getting pushed down by the river, hence its speed is decreasing. So let's do the sum then. Two identical boats, I will write B1 out here, or I'll just write BD, this is downstream, and BU, this is upstream. Speed of water current is 3 km per hour. Speed of the boats in still water is 15 km. So speed of boat downstream is equal to 15 plus 3, it is getting helped, hence 18, and the speed of the boat going upstream is equal to 15 minus 3, it is getting attacked by the water current, and hence its speed is 12. So we have the speed for each of them, we have the time, and how do we find distance? Distance is equal to S into T. So we simply find that. So distance 1 is equal to speed into time. 12 minutes, we convert it into hours. D2 out here is equal to 12 into 12 by 60, converting it into hours because speed are given in hours, 15 km per hour, 3 km per hour. So we have 5 out here, again we get 5 out here is equal to 12 by 5 is equal to 18 by 5. This is the distance of one boat, 18 by 5, distance of another boat, 12 by 5. So if we add them together, total distance is equal to 18 by 5 plus 12 by 5 is equal to 18, and 12 is 30. 30 by 5, because denominator is same, no change required, is equal to 6. The separation is 6 kilometers per hour. An aeroplane started 30 minutes later than the scheduled time from a place 1500 km away from its destination. Okay. To reach the destination at the scheduled time, the pilot needed to increase the speed by 250 kilometers. Okay, we now have two speeds. what was the speed in kilometer per hour for the aeroplane during the journey. Okay, so let's consider that the initial speed was s. Okay, so the distance was 1500 kilometer. This has not changed, 1500 kilometer stays the same. So time required is 1500, that is distance by speed, is equal to 1500 by s. Now after the person has, the aeroplane started 30 minutes later, they have got 30 minutes late. So what is the new speed? The new speed, I write S2 out here, is increase the speed by 250 kilometer, increase it. So s plus 250. Distance, by the way, remains the same, distance does not change. So what is the time? T2 is equal to 1500 by s plus 250. Now what is the difference between these two times? This time is actually 30 minutes less, that is half an hour less than this time, because they started late, so they had to actually cover the distance in a much shorter time. So basically we have T1 minus T2 is equal to 30 minutes, that is half an hour. So let's write it in a clearer way, or instead of T1 we can write 1500 by s minus 1500 by s plus 250 is equal to half. Let's clear up some space. So we can take 1500 as common, 1 by s plus 1 by s plus 250 is equal to half. I am taking 1500 on this side, it was on the multiplication side, now it will be on the division side. So, and I am factorizing this s into s plus 250. So out here we have s plus 250 because s is multiplied by this thing, so 1 into this thing, s plus 250. Okay, wait, this is not minus, this was not plus, this was minus. Right, minus, this is multiplied only by s, so 1 into s is equal to 1 by 2 into 1500. I am trying to skip as less steps as possible because again we have students of all levels here, which is the same as, again I need space, which is the same as s and minus s cancels out, or 250 by s square plus 250s is equal to 1 by 3000, or s square plus 250s, taking it on this side, is equal to 3000 into 250, which is 3000 into 250, that is 75 and 4 zeros. Okay, again clearing up the space, this is what we have. We have s square plus 250s is equal to 75, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this what we have here in front of us is a quadratic equation. So to solve quadratic equation, when you find it this format, square and then just one s or one a, b, x, anything, we have to simply remember the formula of a plus b whole square, which was a square plus 2ab plus b square. So see, we have a square out here in s square, we have a out here, so we need 2b. So if we take 2 here, what do we get? We get s square plus 2 into 125 into s, so that is 2, this 2 here, a, s, and instead of b we took 125 because 250 by 2 is 125, so 2 into 125, 250s. So if 125 is b, then out here we have to write 125 square, which is the same as 125 into 125 we have, which is the same as 15625, which is 15625. 75 1 2 3 4 plus 15625, because whatever we add on to one side of the equation, we have to add on the other side also, which brings us to s plus 125 whole square, a plus b whole square, is equal to, so we have 5625, 5625, and then 1 goes out here, 5625, 1, okay, 765625, and we have to find out the square roots of this. Now again, there is no shortcut way of finding the square root. We will just use the old fashioned LC common factors way, but whenever they ask you to do these things or find square root of such large numbers, one sec, they will give you simple numbers only, large but simple. 7 6 6 5 6 2 5. Now whenever you see there is 25 at the end, the number will always be divisible by 25. So we will start with 25 only. 25. It is actually for all the mathematical aptitude. Remembering the table of 25 is extremely helpful. It helps immensely. So 25 into 3 is 75, carry 1. 15 smaller than 25, so 0. So we have 156 now. I'll write to make it easier, 156 now. So 25 into 6 is 150, carry 6. So out here we have 62. So 25 into 2 is 50. 50 and 62 we carry 12 out here, which gives us 25 into 5 is 125. Again we have 25 in the end, so let's divide. 1 carry 5, that comes to 56. 2 carry 6 comes to 62. Again 2 carry 12 comes to 125. 25 into 5 is 125. Again we have 25 in the end. Once more 25. 4 is 100. 5 becomes 125, more than 122. So 4 is 100. We do that. Take 22 out here, it comes 22 out here. 225. 25 into 9 is 225. So we have here 25 into 25 into 25 into 49. We have to find the square root of this, right? So which is, from here we take 5, 5, 5, 7. 5 into 5, I'll just keep crossing out, into 5 into 7 whole square. Now 5 into 5, 25, into 5 is 125, 125 into 7 is 875 whole square. Now I am erasing this part again for space. It's anyway a video, you can pause if you wish to. So from here we get s plus 125 is equal to 875, because both of these are squares. So S is equal to 875 minus 125 is equal to 750. Right. So if S is 750, that is the original speed that we started with is 750. What was the speed of the aeroplane during the journey? Means what was the speed actually taken in the journey? It had to increase by 250 km. So speed is 750 plus 250 is equal to 1000 kilometers per hour is the speed. Yes, there can be a few sums where they are asking you to solve these kinds of equations, which is why we are covering these also. We are ensuring that we have sums of different varieties in the videos. So please go through the videos whole. You have recently joined a new office, walking at 5 kilometers per hour. You reach office from your house 15 minutes early, and walking at 3 kilometers per hour you are late by 9 minutes. The distance between your house and office is. So they have asked for the distance, given information about speed and some info about time. Okay, so let's consider the distance to be d and the time at which we reach office perfectly on time, no early, no delaying, to be t. So in situation 1, speed is 5 kilometers per hour, time is the time at which we reach perfectly on time, minus 15 minutes early, because we are reaching early by 15 minutes, so taking less time, by 60, because it is given in minutes while the speed is in kilometers per hour. Same way in the second situation, we have speed is equal to 3, time is equal to t plus 9 by 60, because it's taking more time, we are delayed. Now the distance is same in both the situations, right? So since d is equal to s into t, we can write s1 t1 is equal to s2 t2, which is the same as 5 t minus 15 by 60 is equal to 3 t plus 9 by 60. Right now not doing anything to the 60s, because we have 60 on both the sides, which is 5t minus 5 into 15, 75 by 60 is equal to 3t plus 3 into 9, 27 by 60, or 5t minus 3t, taking the 3t over here, is equal to 27 by 60 plus 75 by 60, 75 by 60 taking on this side, is equal to 102 by 60, or 5t minus 3t, so 2t is equal to 102 by 60, or t is equal to 102 by 60 into half is equal to 51 by 60. So this is the value of t. So if this is the value of t, then what is t1? Let's erase these, so we have some space. So T1 is equal to 51 by 60 minus 15 by 60 is equal to 36 by 60 divided by 12, we get 3. 5 is equal to 3 by 5. So T1 is equal to 3 by 5. Sorry. T1 is equal to 3 by 5, S1 is equal to 5. So what is distance? Distance is speed into time is equal to 5 into 3 by 5. Sorry about that. 5 into 3 by 5 is equal to 3. That is 3 kilometers. Next, in a 100 meters race, A beat B by, this is an interesting one. A beat B by 10 meters or 2 seconds. What is the speed of A? Now, the race is 100 meters. When A has beaten B by 10 meters, which means at the point A has reached the finish line, B is still 10 meters away. So, they have run for the same time, but while A has been able to run or reach the full 100 meters, B at that point of time has only been able to reach 100 minus 10 is equal to 90 meters. Now, we have discussed this before in our derivations that as long as time is constant, then distance ratio of speed is the same as ratio of distance. But still, we can do it once again. Speed of A is equal to distance, that is 100 by time, and speed of B is equal to the distance that travelled, 90 by T. So, SA by SB is equal to 100 by T divided by 90 by T is equal to 100 by T into T by 90. T cancels out, 0 cancels out, is equal to 10 by 9, which is the same as 100 is to 90. So, we have here SA is to SB is equal to 10 is to 9. Now, in our earlier derivations, we had also done how as long as the distance is same, that is, we are keeping the speed in this ratio. As long as distance is same, ratio of time is the inverse ratio of speed. Well, we can do it once again also out here. Now, these derivations, if you remember the formulas, you don't need to do all over again, but I am just showing so that what happens if you don't remember the formula, then what do you do? So, you can just derive it once more using that same formula, D is equal to S into T. So, out here what is time taken by A? That is if they are both running the same distance, because if they are both running the distance, both of them going 100 meters, then A's time is 2 seconds less than B's time. So, TA would be distance, that is 100 by, out here we have 10, TB is equal to 100 by 9. So, TA by TB is equal to 100 by 10 divided by 100 by 9 is equal to 100 by 10 into 9 by 100 is equal to 9 by 10. So, TA is to TB, the times is equal to 9 is to 10. Now, you can just go from here directly to here. As long as we consider the distance to be the same, ratio of time is the inverse of ratio of speed. So, we can skip all of this part. I just did it so that it's easier to understand why I have gone there. This should be enough. Now, so if we are taking these as the ratio of 9 is to 10, then we can write TA is equal to 9x and TB is equal to 10x. Once again, this is basic ratio proportion, and why I keep on focusing on ratio proportion is because without ratio proportion and percentages, all our later sums will fail. So, please just ensure that your bases on fractions and ratio proportion are very strong. Now, what is the difference between the two times? It is 2 seconds, right? That's the difference between two times. and B takes more time than A because A has beaten B by 2 seconds. So which means TB minus TA is equal to 2 seconds, or 10x minus 9x is equal to 2, or x is equal to 2. So what is the speed of A? So speed of A is SA is 10. So SA is equal to 10x is equal to 20 kilometers per hour. This is the answer, because the reason that if the entire sum is done in ratio and proportion, we are not getting into any actual proper values, so we don't need to convert meters per seconds into kilometers per hour. Rajiv, Sanjeev and Vijay are running a race of 1500 meters. Okay, Rajiv beats Sanjeev by 30 meters. Okay, similar sum. And Vijay by 100 meters. By how much could Sanjeev beat Vijay over the full distance if they both ran as before? This part is important. They both ran as before, which means that they had the same speed. Now let's look at the distance of each of them. Distance of Rajiv is equal to 1500 because he ran the full distance. Distance of Sanjeev when Rajiv has reached 1500 is minus 30 meters because Rajiv has beat Sanjeev by 30 meters. So 1500 minus 30 is equal to 1470. Now distance of Vijay, who has been beaten by 100 meters, is equal to 1500 minus 100 is equal to 1400. So now since they have asked only about Sanjeev and Vijay in the last question, we don't need to care about Rajiv anymore. So the ratio of speed, because ratio of speed of Sanjeev and speed of Vijay is equal to 1470 by 1400. I am not doing the same derivation once again because I just did it in the last sum. You can go back to the last sum and check it again, that as long as the time is same, the ratio of distances is the same as the ratio of speeds, which is 147 by 140. Now how much could Sanjeev beat Vijay over the full distance? Over the full distance they have told us, if they both ran as before, that is speed is the same like before, and over the full distance. So Sanjeev is beating Vijay. Sanjeev has now reached the full distance, but Vijay has not yet been able to. And see, answer is given in meter, which means we have to find out the distance. So how much does Sanjeev, so this is Sanjeev's speed 147, so let's write it like this: SS is to SV 147 is to 140. So we can write speed of Sanjeev is equal to 147x, speed of Vijay is equal to 140x. So now how much has Sanjeev, what, so we have speed over here, we have distance, that is 1500 meters. So time taken by Sanjeev is equal to 1500 by 147x, that is distance by speed. Now Vijay has run for the exact same time only, at which point he has been beaten by one of these distances, so which is the same as time for Vijay. So now we know time for Vijay, we know speed for Vijay. So what is the distance for Vijay? It is 1500 by 147x, that is time, into speed 140x. Cancel out the x. I'll use a calculator to save both of our times. We have 1500 divided by 147 into 140, that is coming to 1428.6 is equal to 1428.6. So now again I'll clear out some space. Now how much has Sanjeev gone? Full 1500 meters. And how much has Vijay gone? 1428.6, which means their difference is equal to 1500 minus 1428.6, which will come to approximately 71.4. I'll still check. Yes, 71.4 meters. 71.4 meters. Now, this is the last sum for today. A man walks at a speed of 3 km per hour from location A towards east for 1 hour. So this is where he is starting, location A. From that he is walking towards east for 1 hour and then turning left. So walks at a speed of 1.5 km per hour for 6 hours towards, I'll just I'll try to draw a better line. Okay, whatever. So he is walking at this for 6 hours. So I'll just write this as B and this as C. Let's make it into a triangle. Okay. So now what is the distance of AB? For AB, he has been towards east, time is equal to 1 hour and speed is 3 kilometers per hour. So distance is equal to 3 into 1, that is 3 kilometers. For BC, that is from here to here, he has turning left, walks at a speed of 1.5 kilometer. S is equal to 1.5 and time is 6 hours, which means distance is equal to 6 into 1.5 is equal to 9 kilometers. So now that we have distance is equal to 3, that this is 3 and this is 9. The shortest distance between location A and B. Okay, so they have since we marked B here and C out here, we just have to take it shortest distance between A and C. Turning left towards north towards location B, we just put B here, C over there. So we'll just take C here. So this is the distance that they have asked for. So what is this? This is basic hypotenuse theory, that this is the hypotenuse. So h square is equal to 9 square plus 3 square. Basic hypotenuse theory is equal to 81 plus 3 into 3 is 9 is equal to 90. So h is equal to root of 90. So root of 90, what options we have here? 10 will not be, because 10 square is 100, way more. 12 square is 144, also not the case. 8, well 9 square is 81, which is smaller than 90, right? So that can also not be the case. So it has to be 9.48. I can still try to check out here. 9 is equal to 9 into 90 is equal to 9 is to 10. So if we root it, 3 root 10, yeah, it will come to 9.48 only. I will still check. That is root over 90 is equal to 9.48. Exactly. See, the point of this question is, they don't really want you to do a full root of root 2 and root 5. But as long as you can use your logic, you can see that 10 square is not 90, 12 square is also not 90, 8.54, that is less than 9, right? 9 square itself is 81. So 8.54 square also has to be less than 81 because it's less than 9. So the only one that is left is 9.48. And see, 9 is somewhere between 8 and 10. So it will be somewhere between, or 9.48 is somewhere between 9 and 10, which means 9.48 square will be somewhere between 81 and 100, which is coming very close to 90. So the answer is 9.48 kilometers. Okay. Thank you everybody for attending the class. If you like my lessons, then please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. So, and while subscribing, be sure to press the bell icon, otherwise you will not get all of the notifications. For tomorrow or the next class, we have time and work plus percentage. I am taking classes every day, so I am so used to saying tomorrow. So for the next class, we have time and work plus percentage. And these are the courses offered, which you can check out and share to anybody who may be requiring these classes.